Welcome to the 10th anniversary of the Interfaith Institute of Long Island, which is being held here in Long Island, Cotillion Restaurant in New York. We are here to basically celebrate the accomplishments and what was done and how it came about of the Interfaith Institute, which was launched on October 15th, 2015. And here we are 10 years later. We have grown, we have expanded, and there have been several features which have been outstanding for this institute. One of them is basically the board members meeting each other, greeting each other from all faiths, going to different houses of worship, meeting individuals, and basically learning from one another and trying to build peace and justice here and wherever we can make a difference. One of the highlights of our work is the school outreach programs. Five years ago, we received a call from one of the public schools from Christina Cone, and they requested us to send representatives from different faiths who could talk to the ninth grade students. And over the past 10 years, 5 years, we have reached over 5,000 ninth graders. And it's amazing to see their feedback and what they learned from meeting people individually, face to face, one on one. So that's been a great accomplishment. We have held programs on different aspects of current contemporary topics, and that's been a big help also. For example, we talked about the role of media. What is fake news? How do you recognize it? We recognize each year an outstanding individual who has done brilliant work, be it they by preparing documentaries and basically or dealing with faith issues, and also individuals who have done some great work. And tonight's honoree, Reverend Chloe Breyer, is an example of that. She leads the Interfaith Center in New York City, and she has established a curriculum which is based on developing interfaith relations in the communities and making everybody basically better educated about what we are doing and what we are accomplishing. Now, so it's a happy occasion. We have a good crowd. Everybody seems to be in a good mood. And we look forward to continuing the work and hope to expand on it. And basically, finally, I would say that we are in a stage where we have been contacted by educational institutions like Stony Brook, like Old Westbury. And we are working with them also to bring some of these ideas to their curriculum. And we were approached by a food pantry asking us to explain the different dietary requirements of different faith groups. So it's been a great experience, and we have been grateful for the opportunity to start this program and bring it to this level. And we hope to do better as we move forward. Thank you very much.
I'm Dr. Moopen, Unni Moopen, President of the Interfaith Institute of Long Island. The Interfaith Institute was started about 10 years back, and from then onwards, every year we have been giving the Interfaith Institute of Long Island award to somebody distinguished in the field of interfaith activity every year. This year is the 10th award, and we are proud to show the existence of this institute in this Long Island. Jews, Muslims, and Christians, and all other ethnic entities have been active in Long Island, and we are glad that they are all coming together under the umbrella of Interfaith Institute of Long Island. Almost all the various religious and ethnic entities are at the moment participating in our institute, and hopefully for the coming years more and more people will become aware of this and will start participating. We are focusing our attention more to the school children because they are the future of the country. Once we educate them about existence of various other religions, and they will become more receptive to the existence of people of other religions as compared to their own. And this kind of understanding will promote interfaith activities and interfaith advancement. I'm glad that all of you are here today for participating in this event, and hope you will like it. Thank you.
Good evening. Assalamu alaikum, shalom, namaste, sat sri akal, and all the other greetings whose names I do not know. I'm sure that you will correct me. I want to give you a heartfelt welcome to every single one of you for coming out here. My name is Daisy Khan, and I am a board member of Interfaith Institute of Long Island, and it's my honor to serve here as your MC for the 10th anniversary of Interfaith Institute of Long Island, and also our annual Interfaith Award. Our honoree is on her way. She got a little lost, so she's on her way. As you know, we are here from many different faiths and backgrounds, and we may pray in different languages and in different ways and in different houses of worship. But tonight, we are gathered here as human beings who share this earth and this universe together. So thank you for being here and for your commitment to being avid bridge builders. And without further ado, I would like to begin our program. And I'd like to invite the president of Interfaith Institute of Long Island, Dr. Uni Mopum, to the floor. Please give him a round of applause.
It's a nice Sunday afternoon or towards the evening. Rather than enjoying your day with your family and friends, thank you very much for making time for coming and sharing this event with us. Interfaith Institute of Long Island is in existence now, unofficial form for many years, even before the inception. After it was conceived as Interfaith Institute of Long Island, it's about 10 years now. From the very beginning, we have been honoring somebody who has distinguished themselves in the field of interfaith every year, and this is the 10th year. Rather than going into the details of our yearly activities or what we do, you can get all those things from the journal on your table and also from the various presenters they will be following me. But I was interested in knowing the history of interfaith activity in this country as well as in the whole world. Bits and pieces here and there, interfaith activities have been going on even before the history started, written history started. The Mongols' time, before the medieval time, there have been debates and discussions between the Jews and Christians and Muslims. But one thing that struck me as a landmark event was in 1893. That was in our own country, in Chicago. That was known as the Parliament of World Religions. It was conducted in Chicago at the World Columbian Get-Together. Actually, that was the 400th year of Christopher Columbus coming to America. And they were celebrating that. At that same site, they decided to have a World Congress of, or World Parliament of Religions. I was surprised to see nearly more than 8,200 people participated. 95 various ethnicities and religions and entities from all over the world were represented there. And one thing that struck me was the guy from India who made an impression on the entire world. His name was Swami Vivekananda. He was just a 30-year-old young guy, but very imposing figure and very charming. If you look at his picture, you'll see why he took the whole crowd with him. He was the first introduction of how he introduced the Indian culture and the Hinduism to the Western world in detail. The World Parliament lasted for 17 years, 17 days, and there were about 95 presentations from various places. And in 1998, there was another establishment of World Parliament of World Religions. Now, to stay away from the interfaith activity and to talk a bit about Swami Vivekananda. He was very well versed in the topics he taught, and to give you an example of how he can sway people. On the way to United States on the ship, he met the original Tata. Tata was already a multimillionaire by his opium trade between China and India, and he impressed upon Tata to build a institute in India that will flourish on science. And the result of that is the Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore, which is otherwise known as the Tata Institute, which has produced a significant number of scientists all over the world. I'll end at that, and it only shows that one person can make a lot of difference, suppose he is really, really dedicated to it. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy your day.
Thank you very much. I think that we have the call to prayer, and if anybody would like to pray on time, there is a prayer room in the back, so just want you to know that. So to set our intentions for the evening, we begin with an interfaith invocation. You will hear different words and scriptures in different languages, but if you listen closely, you will hear a common thread between all of them, a plea for guidance and a collective hope for a peaceful world. So I'd like to invite the Christian invocation by Bob Keeler.
Loving God, you created our amazing universe with the uncountable trillions of stars. You brought forth abundant life on our beautiful blue planet. You challenge us to love one another. You are intimately present to each of us, always, no matter what name we give you or how we pray. As we celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Interfaith Institute, we ask your continued blessing on our pursuit of understanding and friendship among people of all faiths. And now let each of us, in our own way, say amen.
Can I please invite Anu Bindra from the Sikh tradition?
Good evening, everybody. My name is Anu Bindra, and I am representing the Sikh faith. Today I'll recite the Mool Mantra. Ek Omkar means there is only one source. Satanam, that means truth is its name. Karta Purak, he's the creator. Nirpao, fearless. Nirvair, without hatred. Akal Murat, he's the creator of every human being and everything that exists. Ajuni, timeless. Sadhan, self-created. Guru Prasad, and only by Guru's grace will you ever be able to attain it. Thank you.
I'd like to invite Chaplain Sana Nadeem to represent the Muslim faith.
I just wanted to be in unison with our Sikh representative. I didn't take my shoes off. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Pax vobisakam. Shalom alaikum. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful, as time goes by, mankind is truly at a worldly loss. Save those who stand together for truth and humanity and justice, and persevere to attain it. Praise be to the one we invoke his name here today, Allah, Guide, Elohim. Lord, you are supreme, you are Rabbil Alameen. You are the one who extend your peace and love to all your creations, and you guide us to salvation. We acknowledge your graciousness in bringing us here together today. By the wonders of your mercy, we do continue to do this blessed interfaith work. Guide us and teach us to follow your light and kindness to one another despite of the obstacles and the storms. Give us the courage to continue to walk together and overcome the difficulties that we may achieve peace for all of our brothers and sisters in the human family, regardless of their faith, creed, origin, and status. We ask you, God, to remove hardships, pain, and devastation from our brothers and sisters around the world and the children. Heal us and heal them from the agony caused by man's injustice to man. Wonderful God, unite our hearts in compassion as we continue to do the work together of the Interfaith Institute and beyond. Let us embrace our differences and give glad tidings to the human family, whoever they may be, wherever they may be. In the words of the poet Rumi, he said, "Love comes from the infinite and will remain until eternity." The secret of love escapes the chains of truth, death, and birth. When the resurrection comes, the heart that is not in love will truly fail the test. So tonight we ask you, God, that by our resolve and spirit of the divine, we can find the blessings and the joy in meeting here together today. And may love and peace be part of what we will be feeling as we walk away from our gathering here today. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Inna Allah ma'as sabirin. Allah is with those who are patient and those who strive for His pleasure. And if you can give me a moment, I would like to take this moment to honor someone who is a wise man, a kind man, a patient man, a man who sacrificed a lot and gave a lot. And because of him, we are all gathered here today. I wanted to take this moment to say shukran, thank you, bless you, may God give you health and eternal blessing, inshallah. Dr. Farooq Khan, please give him a hand. Finally, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, may God the Creator keep you all in His wondrous care and blessings. Thank you for having me tonight.
May I please ask Parveen Chopra to please come up to the stage and represent the Hindu faith.
My name is Parveen Chopra. I'm not a priest. Yes, I'm a Hindu. I'm a journalist. Actually, I run a spiritual magazine called lotusinthemat.com. Instead of there's no one basic invocation or mantra. There are two or three brief ones I'll recite. The most well-known Hindu Vedic mantra is Gayatri mantra. It goes Om Pur Bhavasva Tat Savitur Vareniyam Vargo Deva Vasti Mahi Devo Yona Prachodayat. It actually invokes the divine God to bless us with wisdom and knowledge. The other, and that's my favorite, because that has more to do with interfaith, that goes Om. Every mantra actually starts with Om. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kashchit dukh bhag bhavet. Now listen to the meaning. May the Lord protect and bless us. May He feed us, empower us to work for the good of mankind. May our reading be enlightening and meaningful. And one last one, that is my all-time favorite, which says, Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. I'll say it again. It's not actually a mantra, it's a saying, but all of these mantras are from the Vedas. Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. There is only one truth, you can call it God, and different people, wise ones, talk about it in different ways, which means there are different paths, and all paths are valid. That is from the Hinduism. Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. Thank you.
I'd like to invite Rabbi David Katz from the Jewish faith.
I would just like to say it's really a tremendous honor to be asked and be included in such a wonderful group to begin this evening. We say in our tradition, Ribono Shel Olam, eternal God, Master of the universe. Together, we gather tonight in gratitude and reverence, marking 10 blessed years of friendship, dialogue, and shared vision through a sacred work of the Interfaith Institute of Long Island. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, blessed are you, source of all life and wisdom, who calls upon us to be partners in your work of peace and compassion, of shalom v'ahava, peace and love among all peoples. In a world still yearning for healing, may we be among those who build bridges, not walls, who choose faith over fear and hope over hatred. We ask you to open our hearts to your divine truth, to remember that holiness is not found in one language, one path, but in the sacred meeting of many. We ask you to bless each soul here of every tradition and every story, who believes that the light of the Divine One shines brightest when reflected through many windows. May our gathering tonight bring refuah shalema, a complete healing to hearts, to homes, and tikkun olam, healing and repairing to our very troubled world. Together, we lift our prayers in the languages of our faith, but in unity. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. May the one who makes peace in the heavens bring peace to us, to all who dwell on the entire earth. Together we say, Amen.
I'd like to invite Arthur Dobrin from the Humanist tradition.
In the spirit of all that is good, may we have the courage to do what is right, the wisdom to know truth from falsehood, the heart to do just, the words to be kind, so that we can extend our hands to others who are near and far. And while these are harsh and terrible times that we live in, may we remember those who have lived honorable lives, so that we may reach out to others as they once reached out to us, inspired to serve in the cause of compassion and generosity. As stewards of this land, alone and together, making our way to better times for all who we know and those who we will never meet.
Krishnan from Baha'i tradition.
I'm so grateful to be here with all of you tonight, to be with people who are coming together in fellowship and love, and who want to make a difference in our troubled world. And each of us has the potential to to hold up a light, and together we can hold up a greater light. This is a verse about how this group can gain divine assistance. If a small number of people gather lovingly together, with absolute purity and sanctity, with their hearts free of the world, experiencing the emotions of the kingdom and the powerful magnetic forces of the divine, and being at one in their happy fellowship, that gathering will exert its influence over all the earth. The nature of that band of people, the words they speak, the deeds they do, will unleash the bestowals of heaven and provide a foretaste of eternal bliss. The hosts of the company on high will defend them, and the angels of the Abha paradise, in continuous succession, will come down to their aid. And this is a special prayer for peace, which is much needed in the world. O Lord, make this assemblage the cause of upraising the standard of the oneness of the world of humanity, and confirm these souls so that they may become the promoters of international peace. O Lord, verily the people are veiled and in a state of contention with each other, shedding the blood and destroying the possessions of each other. Throughout the world there is war and conflict. In every direction there is strife, bloodshed, and ferocity. O Lord, guide human souls in order that they may turn away from warfare and battle, that they may become loving and kind to each other, that they may enter in affiliation and serve the oneness and solidarity of humanity. O Lord, the horizons of the world are darkened by this dissension. O God, illumine them, and through the lights of thy love, let the hearts become radiant. Through the blessing of thy bestowal, resuscitate the spirits, until every soul shall perceive and act in accordance with thy teachings. Thou art the Almighty, thou art the Omniscient, thou art the Seer. O Lord, be compassionate to all.
I'm Dr. Arthur Dobrin, and I'm on a board of IFI, and my affiliation is with the Ethical Humanist Society of Long Island, where I am the leader emeritus. My involvement with IFI goes back many years, but more recently it has been developing a program in which 3 religious leaders get together on a panel to discuss a real-life ethical problem that somebody has confronted. It's been a wonderful program that has gotten audiences typically between 30 and 50 people. And in a time such as we live in, the idea of having IFI and the various programs that we have is really a very critical time for us to get together across boundaries outside of the little bubbles that we all live in, to be able to associate and appreciate people from a whole variety of different backgrounds, religious faiths, racial, ethnic, economic. It's really, this is a terrific program, and I'm really, really honored to be part of it.
The Interfaith Institute has been around for 10 years, and we have been doing some incredible work, but it's all community-based. It's a 100% voluntary organization where all different world religions come together and our board members respond to the needs of the community. So when the schools want to know what Islam is, what Hinduism is, what Buddhism is, what Judaism is, what Christianity is, all our board members who are not necessarily practitioners, but are actually people who have a lived experience of that religion, go into the schools and we interact with the students and we teach them what we know about our religion. What we have discovered from this interaction is that kids come in complete awe. They tell us one thing, and that is that they can't believe how much commonality there is between religions. So these are just some of the things that we're doing, and people want to diversify dining. So, for instance, in America right now, there are many different people from many different religions, and catering facilities have been catering with specific foods that are very American, that are very meat-based or that are not halal or kosher. So we go in there and we give them research that they need to diversify their dining, so people's needs are met. And so you have a vegetarian menu, but you also have a halal menu, you also have a kosher menu. These are just some of the things we are doing on a regular basis, and now we need to escalate it up to a much higher level because the work is so impactful, and we're hearing from all the people that we serve that they want more from us. So we are looking forward to expanding our initiatives. And for instance, Religion News Service, which is a very important religion-based journalistic platform, they reached out to us and said they don't have a reporter that reports on Islam. They just recently hired a reporter on Hinduism, and the reporting has been outstanding because of that, because they have a dedicated person. So we, as a community, are putting all our resources together to help establish that. We basically want to show how America is religiously vibrant, that all these communities are coming together. We all want the same thing. We want peace, harmony, and prosperity for everybody. So that is what Interfaith Institute is doing. Thank you so much.
Now it's our turn to, if you look at the program, we will be discussing the impact of Interfaith Institute of Long Island the last 10 years. And we're going to take a journey through these 10 years that have really transformed our community. And as you will see, I want you to keep one thing in mind, that behind every program, every initiative, every success story is a board member who volunteered their expertise and their time. Interfaith Institute is almost 100% voluntary organization. And these board members saw a need, and they stepped up and said, let's create a solution. So here are just some of the few shining examples of what our dedication has built. So I will start with the Passover Seder, and I'll ask Rabbi Katz to come back and share that with us.
So I did not realize, Farouk said, I want you to speak about the Seder. It's one of our highlights of 10 years. I said, wow, I'm honored to be a part of one of the highlights. Now, I looked at the program and I noticed you have put 5 minutes for each person per highlight. Less. Do you know how long a Passover Seder can be? You have no idea. So let me sum this up in the truth of what happened on that night and why it happened and the intention on a more serious note, because it was very special. You see, the Seder, without the Seder and the Passover story, as a quick recap for you all, the Jewish people were chased out of Egypt and led by Moses through the sea into the Sinai, received the Torah, their law, and became the Jewish people. Without the Passover story, there is no Jewish people, just as in each tradition, there is a significant moment and situation that creates resurrection. There would be no Christianity, right? So the Seder, which in Hebrew means order, is an explanation through action at a dinner with food and prayer of that story. It starts from the oppression and it ends with the freedom. And the story is about freedom, but it's not about freedom of the Jews. It's about freedom of the human being from their own shackles. The shackles that we carry and hold of fear, which leads us to anger, which leads us to hatred, which leads us to victimhood. All of the things that every one of us as human beings are absolutely capable of regardless. So the Seder reminds us, yes, as Jews, but also as human beings, that is our responsibility to ask for help, but to take the action to become redeemed and become free from our own shackles. So when we did the Seder, it was remarkable because you had two, what were supposed to be opposing faiths and beliefs, coming together to celebrate the eventual action of the freedom of the self. Okay? And this was, for me, my first experience of the whole Interfaith Institute. I didn't even really know what was going on at the time. My president now of the temple introduced me to Farouk, Daisy, everybody. And that night was very special. Everybody was singing, everybody was experiencing, and it showed without a doubt that it's all possible. It's all possible. It showed as a community that we could come together, put everything down, and be a part of each other's experience without judgment, without anger, without making others feel less than. And I think that I understand now, as I thought this through, why Farouk asked. Because this experience probably has never happened between Muslims and Jews to have a Seder together. So this institute is doing remarkably important work. We're all human beings, regardless, sharing the same experience, regardless. It all comes back. We all pass, we all come to. Nobody's more special than the other. But we do have a responsibility in our tradition. The most important responsibility, just like the Seder, is that you remove your shackles and do the work to become free of self so that you can be of more service to others. Period. So the Institute is the pinnacle, in my opinion, of that effort, and is actually doing so. So I can really say it is a tremendous honor to be a part of, and I hope that there's 10, 20, 30 years more. Shalom, assalamu alaikum.
Hello, everyone. I loved organizing the multi-ethnic food experience that we had for the Eid al-Adha celebrations. The room was completely filled, and all along the walls were a lineup of tables where home cooks and people from different restaurants came and brought their special dishes. Some wearing traditional clothing from their country of origin. I'm wearing my traditional clothing from my country of origin. Everyone was generous. The food was offered in the spirit of giving and sharing, and boy, did we eat. The event brought together important values in my life: community, fellowship, diversity, and delicious food. It was James Beard who said, "Food is our common ground." Did I say that already? No. Food is our common ground, a universal experience. Thank you.
I'm taking off my glasses so I can see you. When I look down and have to read. It is an honor to be here today. And I want to really thank the Institute, the Interfaith Institute, for giving me this opportunity. Under the leadership of Dr. Farouk Khan, chair of the Interfaith Institute of Long Island, and through the dedication of the remarkable members, the Institute has proudly hosted many meaningful interfaith programs over the years. Some of you have been there, I recognize you. Tonight, I'm honored to highlight one of the most inspiring initiatives. It was a 4-part exploration of how different faith traditions guide us through life's most significant milestones. This series, it was the brainchild of Professor Benjamin Rifkin, an esteemed IFI board member and professor of Russian at Hofstra University. His vision of collaboration between the IFI, the Institute, and Hofstra University, it brought together clergy, scholars of Christianity, Hinduism, Islam, Jainism, Judaism, and Sikhism. And it created a dialogue, understanding, and a connection across the faiths. Each session was held on Zoom, featuring short presentations and a question and answer session for the attendees. And of course, the panelists had meaningful conversation. Recordings are available if you're interested. The event began with birth, welcoming a baby into the community and the family. Now, who doesn't look forward to welcoming a baby into the family? I love this event because it demonstrated that all faiths look forward to welcoming the new arrival. And the preparation and the anticipation of that new arrival is just contagious. The presenters cited examples of practices that could be observed, in some cases both before and after the baby was born. And one of the things that all traditions showed was how we celebrate with gratitude, family, and community around the birth of the child. Though the customs were a little different, each faith emphasized the sacred unity of nurturing the next generation. And then the Institute, over time, it was every second month or so, we explored the entrance into adulthood. This was a fascinating event, and it showed how various faiths, they move from transformation, the passage of dependence to responsibility. Sometimes you all wish you still was in that dependent stage, right? Interestingly enough, it was shared that while the youngster may have had a coming into adulthood celebration, the next day, the kid was going back to 7th grade. The panelists highlighted the different rituals, the blessings of the family and the community, and how it affirms that a young person is living by their faith and adulthood is imminent. And then, as we move on, and you know, you have to say as you're moving on to adulthood, the child is having all these celebrations, but they don't really know what they're about to get in for. So, the third celebration was on marriage. This was a joyous session. From Christian vows to Hindu and Sikh ceremonies, from the Islamic nikah to the Jewish ketubah, each faith highlighted love, unity, and gratitude. And finally, the fourth session, it emphasized, sadly enough, death and dying, the faith and the community. The panelists discussed the end-of-life preparation, which was very interesting, health decisions, which we all need to make, and spiritual care. How do we prepare our loved one to move on to the next stage, no matter what that stage is in your faith? We heard the rituals of each of the faiths associated with death and dying, and all of us, we shared some commonalities, which is the sense of support, humility, and how the family and the community come together. In my closing, I'd like to say that each of the four events, it reminded us that while our faiths may be a little different, our core values, love, hope, respect, and community unite us all. On behalf of the Interfaith Institute of Long Island, a heartfelt thanks is extended to Professor Rifkin, our distinguished panelists, and everyone who participated and supported in this meaningful project. And I just want to say that as we live together in this beautifully created, diverse world, and it is, let us not only acknowledge our differences, but let us also celebrate our shared humanity and the vibrant tapestry that connects us all. Thank you.
I now introduce Daisy Khan to the stage. Next. So I want to speak about a program that I spearheaded. It was a Julie Lyon, who was the president of Westbury Arts Center. She had this goal of wanting to use the arts to bridge a community that had not been represented in the art field. And so she reached out to the Interfaith Institute so we could collaborate together and curate a very nice exhibition in Westbury Art Center. I jumped at it. I'm a board member. I jumped at it because I have a love for the arts, and I decided that I was going to help curate this along with everybody else. But where were we going to get the arts from? Well, we had all these people that we asked, and everybody donated their pieces of art. And what we wound up with beautiful traditional Islamic arts with a stunning Quran on display with a beautifully illuminated page. We had intricate calligraphy that was designed by esteemed calligraphers right here in the New York area. Most of them were women. Their calligraphy was not just writing on the wall, but it was more like visual poetry. We invited some contemporary artists to lend their art and to really explore what it means to be American and Muslim and how they navigate those two spaces. And to give a fuller picture of Islamic culture, we dedicated a section to daily life and rituals. We had posters of the annual Hajj showing what the original Hajj looked like and what it looks like today. And we had everything from prayer rugs to prayer beads to beautiful, intricate jewelry and embroidery and decorative items that you would find in people's homes. And these pieces became incredible conversation pieces about modern life and personal faith. And the theme that tied it all together was beauty. And at the center of the entrance was a magnificent piece that was loaned by one of our members of our community here, a stunning ivory replica of Taj Mahal. It was so expensive, we actually had to get insurance for it. And but the best part of all of this was everything was on loan. These items came directly from not only the local artists who loaned their art, but from families living in this community. In fact, I think there was a lot of pieces from my own family. We all walked on. Wasn't that on your table over there? Wasn't this your piece? It was really nice, and it made it very special and made it very authentic, and because it was like a shared experience. And during the opening reception, the gallery was buzzing. It was filled with traditional music, delicious food, again, catered by the community. And it was really created a wonderful, warm, and inviting atmosphere for everyone. And we even left a memento for the people who came, the general public who came. Every visitor left with a detailed brochure of the exhibition. And to me, it was not just an art show, it was a heartfelt celebration of art, culture, shared humanity, because it brought the public together. And like Rabbi Katz said, we're all one. And when we create these kind of ambience, we really rise up to the challenge, and we rise up to who we truly are and who we're truly meant to be. So I thank you very much. So this is where the rubber really meets the road, because our board members have volunteered at Interfaith as Interfaith facilitators in local schools. And these sessions celebrate the beauty of distinct faiths, because we actually, each of our board members prepare these presentations, these PowerPoint presentations, to show the best of their religion, and they fill a critical gap, because the schools are looking for authentic education, something that is interactive, something that will engage the students at their level, and also that highlight universal values that are shared by all the faiths. So I'd like to introduce Christine Cohn, Director of Social Studies, and one of her students. Up to the stage, Susanna Morales. So Christine Cohn, would you like to come up first?
Thank you, Ms. Khan. So yes, I'm Dr. Christina Cohn. I work in the Three Village Central School District, but for years prior to that, I was over in the Belmore Merrick Central High School District. So the experience I'm going to speak about are a combination of what has taken place in both districts. And actually, years before that, I was a teacher at Smithtown. And back when I was a teacher, the Long Island Multi-Faith Forum came to my school and did a similar thing to what we have since brought in Belmore American and Three Village in the years more recently. When the Long Island Multi-Faith Forum disbanded, there really was a void. So in 2020, when I started in Belmore America, I wanted to find ways to enrich our curricular content and foster greater understanding in the school community. I reached out to my dear friend who has since passed, Warner Reich, as he was a member of the Long Island Multi-Faith Forum, and asked him for his advice. And thankfully, he put me in touch with Dr. Khan. So that first year in Belmore America, we had to deal with the parameters that COVID imposed. And so working with Robin Einbinder and Ann Donaldson, we structured virtual sessions over 2 days. The following year, we were excited to welcome people in person, and we put together a panel session. And I admit, we really didn't love it. Not because of the presentations, but it just felt kind of impersonal. So the third year, we really hit the sweet spot. We got it right, and we've been using that model ever since. We had small groups of students rotate and spend time with each volunteer. Over those 3 years in Belmore Merrick, we reached about 1,400 students. And I'm pleased to share that Belmore Merrick has continued the program, so now that number is even higher. And this past year, speaking from my experiences in the Three Village Central School District, just over 450 students got to learn more about 5 different faiths. This coming year, we'd love to see it happen again, and that would reach another about 435 students. So we know in a time when misunderstanding and division too often dominate the headlines, creating these authentic opportunities for students to listen, learn, and connect across faith traditions is not just enrichment, it's essential preparation for the world that they are inheriting. And I think what's really powerful is hearing from the students. And in the booklet that you have, there are some quotes of how this program has really impacted students. So I encourage you to read those. I would just like to wrap up with a heartfelt thank you for all of the volunteers who have generously given their time, their expertise, and lived experience to teach these students over the years. Your commitment is what has made this program meaningful and transformative for countless young people. So thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Savannah Morales, and I am honored to speak on behalf of the students of Belmore Merrick in recognizing Dr. Farooq Khan for his extraordinary dedication to building understanding and compassion in our community. Each year, through the Interfaith Institute of Long Island, Dr. Khan brings together leaders from diverse faiths and traditions to speak with our 9th grade classes at all 3 of our high schools, Calhoun, Mepham, and Kennedy. This program is the result of collaboration between Dr. Khan and our former social studies chairperson, Dr. Christina Cohn. The program doesn't just teach religion, it teaches respect, empathy, and the power of listening. Because of Dr. Khan's vision, students throughout Belmore Merrick don't just learn about Hinduism, Sikhism, Christianity, Judaism, or Islam from a textbook. They learn directly from people who live their faith every day. At last year's Interfaith Forum, our classrooms became spaces of curiosity and connection. We heard from speakers like Dr. Daisy Khan, Parveen Chopra, Reverend Dr. Tim Tenplay, Anu Bindra, Cheryl Bennett, and Rabbi Schachter, who shared lessons about compassion, service, and the shared values that unite us all. That experience reminded us that understanding others' beliefs is one of the most important steps toward creating a world grounded in respect and peace. Dr. Khan, your leadership has helped the students of Belmore Merrick see that dialogue can overcome division, and that learning about others helps us discover more about ourselves. On behalf of the Belmore Merrick Central School District and Calhoun's Racial Equity Club, thank you for showing us that faith in all its forms can be a bridge that connects hearts, not a wall that divides them. Congratulations, and thank you for all you've done for our schools and our community.
Let me just I'll make a few corrections here, but presently I serve as a senior volunteer to the Islamic Center of Long Island Community Pantry. And it's been sort of a blessing because simultaneously, along with that volunteer service, I serve on the board of the Interfaith Institute of Long Island. And as a result of serving as a volunteer with the Community Pantry at the Islamic Center, I also serve on the Community Advisory Council of the Island Harvest Food Bank. You've probably seen their trucks run around the outlet. So throughout this journey, and I'm very conscious of this because these three organizations, their mission and vision statements are basically very close. They're almost simultaneously, they're the same, almost. And each of these organizations passionately reach out and they serve the greater community of Long Island. So every time I step in the pantry, not only am I representing the ICLI, I'm representing this organization and Island Harvest to try to fight food hunger. Now, Island Harvest was experiencing an influx of Muslims. They operated over 100 soup kitchens, pantries, and other type of facilities for the homeless and the hunger throughout Long Island, Nassau and Suffolk County. They had an influx of Muslims that were coming to the pantry throughout Long Island requesting halal food, right? So a lot of these leaders really didn't have any knowledge of what constituted halal foods. So Island Harvest came to me. They asked me what, could I explain to the representatives throughout Long Island what halal foods were. But instead of giving them my simple opinion, I reached out to the Interfaith Institute, a member of our executive board, Dr. Daisy Khan, who has extensive experience in halal dietary needs, and she has the educational resources. So we set up a Zoom call with about 30 leaders throughout Long Island. These are leaders of pantries and soup kitchens. Dr. Khan came on with her, she made a beautiful presentation, a beautiful handout. I wish I had copies of it to show you now. And it was highly successful. Everybody walked away with knowledge of what constitutes halal foods, the Muslim dietary needs, and they were better able to serve clients throughout Long Island. So it was a blessing for the Interfaith Institute to have that resource. It's an honor that ICLI allowed me to serve that pantry and to serve not only Muslims, 90% of our clients are coming from the greater community. So I just want to thank everyone involved in that initiative. Thank you, Dr. Khan, for putting up with me. I know sometimes I'm always emailing him with things out of left field, but he puts up with me. So thank you very much.
All I did was open up my own kitchen and my pantry, and I said, what do I eat? And they just wanted to know what dry goods can we give Muslims, and what do Muslims eat? And I said, well, there's flour, there's hummus, chickpeas, there's lentils, there are all these things, and they were so excited that they could create these care packages, and now they even have halal chicken. Can you imagine that? I think we should give a round of applause. Really, I thank you so much. And they're so grateful to us because they want to serve people. They want to serve all the needy people. So now we get to the highlight of the evening. And I'd like to invite Reverend Chloe Breyer up, but just give me a second before you do that. For nearly 2 decades, Reverend Breyer has served as the Executive Director of the Interfaith Center of New York, an organization dedicated to overcoming prejudice and violence by activating the power of the city's grassroots religious and civic leaders. Under her leadership, and honestly I can say this because I know Chloe's work really well, the Interfaith Center of New York hosts all kinds of social justice retreats and religious diversity trainings for educators and law enforcement, and they also provide rapid responses to many immigrants. Oftentimes when you see a crisis, you can be rest assured Chloe is at the forefront of that crisis. Her commitment to faith and service is not just professional, but deeply personal. As some of you may know, I think a handful of you know this, but she's the daughter of our U.S. Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer. Yes? Please give an applause to Chloe Breyer. And Chloe often speaks of her secular interfaith childhood growing up in a Jewish American, with a Jewish American father and an Anglican British mother. An upbringing that must have planted that little seed in you for your lifelong journey as a spiritual seeker. And she did study comparative religion and government at Harvard, so she's also smart. And so she answered a call to be God's servant. And she said, I'm going to become an Episcopal priest. So for over 20 years, she has ministered in Harlem churches and grounds her interfaith work in deep local community engagement. Let me just tell you one thing about Chloe that you do not know. In 2022, Chloe and I traveled to Afghanistan as part of a Women's Peace delegation. This was 6 months after the after the US left. There we were, sitting across the table from Taliban, eyeball to eyeball. The tension was palpable, and then Chloe spoke. She looked at them and she recounted how years before, when the Taliban had destroyed a mosque, she, a Christian leader, had raised the funds to rebuild that mosque. And in that moment, you could see the entire demeanor change. You saw not only reverence for her faith for all of the Christendom, but for the woman whose faith compelled her to build theirs. Please give a round of applause to Chloe Bryan. We are honoring her today for her lifelong commitment. And I'd like to invite Dr. Billy up to give you the award. And also all the board members, if you could please come up and line up here, because we will be taking a photo with her.
We have listed the previous board members. This is the 10th award, and you'll get a feel for the kinds of folks we honor. And today certainly is a great pleasure for me personally and the Institute to present this award to the awardee, Reverend Chloe Bryan, Dr. Chloe Bryan, and it reads, an example for interreligious collaboration in honor of her visionary leadership and steadfast dedication to promoting mutual understanding among faith traditions. October 19, 2005, New York, USA. It doesn't say good evening. So it's a pleasure for us to
Well, thank you so much. This is such an honor. And Dr. Khan, it is one thing to do interfaith work in Manhattan. It is another thing to do interfaith work out here in Long Island. And you are a beacon. This place is really, both the Interfaith Institute, the Islamic Center that you have, that is part of your legacy. It is really an honor and a very important thing that is not particularly it's not a common thing to be doing this interfaith harmony work in this environment that we live and in accordance with values that emerge from a particular faith tradition, from the Islamic tradition, and that is amazing, and we give thanks for that. I have to say, Daisy, you only listed one of our adventures together. We go back, and Daisy, I have to say that you yourself, who were one of the awardees of the James Parks Morton Interfaith Award, so all things come around, and that was 25 years ago. I think I met you at the Cathedral of St. John the Divine, where you were showing the work of Muslim artists in, I think, November of 2001. We walked with you in that very interesting year of 2010 when we worked hard in the lead up to the 10th anniversary of 9/11 to make sure it was interfaith ceremonies that honored that important anniversary. And that was a lot of work, and it was an interesting moment, I know, for you personally. So it was an honor to engage with you on that. So here, as you heard, I'm here on behalf of the Interfaith Center of New York, which works to, like the Interfaith Institute, to overcome prejudice, violence, and misunderstanding. In our case, by activating the power of New York City's grassroots faith leaders and their communities. And we've been doing this since 1997, embracing the diversity that you have, that is reflected in this room, and knowing that our city's fabric is stronger, our democracy is stronger because of these interfaith collaborations. Well, we try very hard to give the tools that faith leaders need to engage in civic life in this multicultural democracy that we inhabit. And through the working relationships, we've come to understand that principles like religious freedom are things that are tied to the practical realities of our day-to-day, including urban planning, zoning, parking ordinances. That's why we get very excited at the Interfaith Center of New York when there's an alternate side parking day exemption for a new holiday, for Diwali, or for Lunar New Year, or the second Eid, for example. And it's why we've signed on to many amicus briefs for an individual from the Rastafarian tradition who had his hair forcibly cut in prison, for example. That's why we signed on to the Muslim Advocates amicus supporting Muslims on Long Island to expand their mosque in Oyster Bay. Well, personally, I'm very, very moved to receive this award for a number of reasons. First, because my great mentor, Diana Eck, was the first person who really set me on this journey by saying, you know, oh, here, Miss Undergraduate, go and study the lived religions, the lived Buddhist traditions of Long Island. Of LA. And that's actually, I spent a summer doing that, and that was really something that, you know, shaped the course of my life. So it is an honor to stand here in her shoes as well. I mean, in her, as she walked. I would say also the other thing that makes it really exciting for me is that one of the distinguishing factors of my Episcopal priesthood, and you can ask other priests in the diocese, is that for the last 25 years, I've spent a lot of time in other people's houses of worship, and particularly in mosques. And you alluded to the endeavor in Afghanistan, but right here, down in Staten Island, the Albanian Islamic Center, where my colleague, Dr. Sarah Saeed, helped partner the Catholic parishes on Staten Island with the Albanian mosque, and particularly around their youth groups. And I will never forget how much fun those kids had riding around in the industrial carpet cleaning machines that got all those prayer rugs a little cleaner. I suppose also there's Jamiatu Ansaruddin in the Bronx and all those African mosques that right now are playing such a pivotal role in welcoming New Yorkers. That's been such a big part of our recent work. And finally, there's Mosque of Islamic Brotherhood in Harlem, where my family and I, Greg and Clara and Ansel, who's not here, where we all live. And it's one of the places that was surveilled unconstitutionally back in the day by the NYPD, when imams like Imam Talib had to actually tape their own services, their own sermons. And I think that what that gives us, and I want to kind of close on this, is how amazing it is to look back on where we've come from. And that, you know, who could have predicted 10 years after that, we have, whatever your politics are, the fact that there is a man running for mayor of New York who is Muslim, like, I wouldn't have thought of that when this was all going on earlier. And it seems like sometimes, it's worth, as we leave tonight, remembering that there is hope in this dark time, and that we've actually come a long way, not just as people from a single tradition, but all of us as New Yorkers. And we have this moment in time right here. It gives us time to take stock of what we have done together in interfaith bridge building, so that we can point to it, we can embrace it, and we can take pride in it. And whether it be the discrediting of the radicalization report, whether it be the journey that we've come on from those profiling practices, we've got to remember not all that happened in a day. It was more like a decade. It took lawsuits and sermons, it took rallies, and most of all it took alliances that overcame real religious differences between communities. So we need each other. At a time of unparalleled challenge into our democratic system, where zones of lawlessness are appearing and engulfing non-citizens, political members of the opposition, and people of the wrong religious tradition, we have the tools that we have used before, and we know that they work. We know those tools to be building trust, having patience, and genuine curiosity about how other people who may not look or speak or worship like us, we are invested and we're asked to have curiosity about them in all we do. Thank you again for this award.
That Manhattan is a lot safer. You know, the people that, the new immigrants that come, that experience a lot of difficulties. Chloe is at the forefront of a lot of those things. She's almost an unsung hero, but today we want to acknowledge you. We want the world to know that you exist and that you are at the forefront of a lot of these fights. So I really, really want to thank you so much.
Hi, my name is the Reverend Chloe Breyer. I'm Executive Director at the Interfaith Center of New York and Episcopal priest in the Diocese of New York. And I am so honored to be here today to receive an award from the Interfaith Institute of Long Island. As I said, it's one thing to do interfaith work in Manhattan. It's another thing to do interfaith work out here on Long Island in Jericho, where the work is life-saving and so important. So we are living in a time when these bonds of trust that we form with each other are what are keeping our democracy on track. And it's really important that we don't overlook the importance of standing with our neighbor, of overcoming difference as we seek to build a stronger and I would say really protect our democracy at a time when it's under threat. So thank you so much, and it's an honor to be here today.
My name's Eric Hamza Bayas. Assalamu alaikum. I'm a past president of the Islamic Center of Long Island. I've gotten involved with the Interfaith Institute in 2018 as a board member, and I've been involved in many of their activities. There's a fellowship between the faiths. It's a very close, but we do a lot of work for the community, and it's just a wonderful adventure. The people come together for a common cause. We respect each other's worship, and we also learn about each other's faith beliefs. But at the end of the day, we respect each other, and we always come together for a common cause, basically to try to improve our local community here on Long Island, and when we can, communities outside of Long Island. So it's a pleasure for me to speak to you today. We have a website. It's the Interfaith Institute of Long Island. You can Google it, and you can see many of our events, and you can see many of our audios and videos right online. I would urge you to go to that website and learn more about us. And if you feel that you would like to get involved, please, we will take you in, and we will basically get you involved in a lot of activities and events that we have.
I'm unofficially going to start the program now. Just to draw your attention, we have a little flyer on your table. If you are moved by the work that Interfaith Institute of Long Island is doing, and you want to help us with whatever that you can spare, there is a QR code here. It goes directly to our bank account. You're welcome to make a donation. It will go right back into the work that we're doing. Literally, everything goes right back into the programs. There is no overhead. There is no staff to speak of. I think some of you have asked me if they can write a check. Yes, you are welcome to write a check to the Interfaith Institute of Long Island, and you can certainly mail it to Dr. Farouk Khan. And so that's another way that you can help Interfaith Institute of Long Island. If you'd like to volunteer, some of you actually told me today that you'd like to get involved. You are welcome to volunteer because we could use your work, we could use your help in schools and in other programs. So please get involved. It's real fun. It's also very satisfying when you know, do wonderful programming that impacts people. So I'm going to get started, and the best part of the 10-year anniversary is not always looking backwards, but looking into the future and what is ahead of us. So we have some incredibly exciting new projects to share with you, initiatives that have already been seeded by Interfaith Institute of Long Island, and you'll see the fruits of those seeds coming together. So we are starting with a wonderful collaboration that we're particularly proud of, and many of you may know of an organization platform called Religion News Service. Do you know or you do not? Because, yes, okay, round of applause for those of you who do. Thank you so much. They are probably one of the only organizations, media organization, that provides a source of quality journalism on religion itself, completely dedicated to religion. They are a nonprofit. They are a dedicated staff of people. This is not your ABC, big broadcasting companies. These are dedicated people to provide journalism from the angle of faith. And I've been a contributor to them. You know, anytime I want to do an op-ed, I don't get a place somewhere else, I go to Religion News Service, and they always welcome me. So we're thrilled that RNS, as it's known, has just brought on a new intern to help them in their mission to actually tell stories within the Muslim community. They did not have a Muslim journalist. And so I'd like to actually ask Deborah Caldwell, who is the CEO and publisher of RNS, to come up here and to tell us what her vision is and how proud we are to seed this little, whatever we seeded within RNS to get an intern. Our goal is to actually get a full-time journalist. Can you imagine them telling the stories of Islam and Muslims and even covering a story like this? It's a story, right? All the bleak stuff you hear in the news. Wouldn't it be wonderful if you could see a story like this? So, Deborah Caldwell, please come up the stage and give her a round of applause. She is an amazing, well-known, well-established journalist, and she has come from far away to be here with us today.
Thank you to the Interfaith Institute of Long Island for inviting me to join you tonight. It's been so wonderful to be here. It's just sort of a moment of feeding our souls. Still louder? Okay, sorry. It's a moment of feeding our souls in a, as we keep saying, a difficult time. So thank you for inviting me. It's been wonderful. At Religion News Service, we believe journalism can build understanding across faith, all faiths. For more than 90 years, RNS has been covering religion with fairness and depth. For more than 90 years, RNS has been covering religion with fairness and depth. We have always been a completely non-sectarian, mainstream news organization over all of those 90 years. And today, we reach about 1 million people every month through our website, our newsletters, our podcasts, through our partnership with the Associated Press and with National Public Radio. And how do we do that? We tell stories of belief, of identity, and community to an audience of readers and listeners who trust us to bridge faith and public life. Yet even with that long track record, we have recognized a gap. Although we've always covered Islam, we did not have a dedicated reporter covering the faith of nearly 2 billion people worldwide and millions of Americans. Last year, with encouragement from the leaders and the members of the Interfaith Institute, we launched the Islam Reporting Project. Our goal to raise $300,000 to fund a full-time Islam reporter and an internship program to train the next generation of journalists. So far, we have raised $50,000, including some of those funders are in this room, including funding to host our first Islam reporting intern, as Daisy mentioned. And I'm pleased to say we now have Ula Kuziz on our team. Ula is reporting on the diverse experiences of Muslim communities across the U.S., bringing a fresh voice and perspective to our coverage. Here's an example of her work. In one piece titled, "Opening of Iowa Mosque Becomes a Celebration of Refugees' Resilience and Interfaith Unity," she writes about the new mosque in Granger, Iowa, built by a Bosniak Muslim community. She describes how the facility is not only a place of worship, full of light, both physical and spiritual, but also a symbol of belonging. We did not feel like strangers. We did not feel like outsiders. Her stories, anchored in real lives and everyday places, are exactly the kind of journalism we want to expand. Stories that show Muslim communities in their full humanity, not just as headlines or others, but as neighbors, artists, gamers, refugees, youth, and faith leaders. Why does this matter? Because representation matters. When we hired our first Hinduism reporter in 2023, we went from covering a handful of stories a year to more than 50 annually. And those stories reached millions of readers through our media partners, the ones I just mentioned. We believe the same transformation can happen with Islam coverage. In an era when Islam is often framed through fear, suspicion, or headlines about conflict, this work is not just journalism, it's interfaith work. It's bridge building. So I invite you, visit rns.org, subscribe to our newsletters, share our reporting, and if you're able, support the Islam Reporting Project so that we can expand this essential coverage together. Together we will ensure that journalism about faith communities continues to be the journalism that connects the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Deborah. And if you'd like to know a little bit more about being part of a group of people that are investing in this journalism, please let us know and we'll tell you how to donate, because there's ways to match funds. You can also actually do it through your organization and they will match your funds as well. Okay, so now I'd like to invite Daniela Lee up to the stage. Oh, you're already here, you're ahead of me. Okay, so Daniela, we are, this is another groundbreaking educational initiative. Like it's taking us to a whole different level rather than just doing PowerPoint presentations. So it is, I know that you're a pivotal leader in academia, serving as an Associate Dean of Academic Institutes and Programs and is Director of the University's Social and Environmental Justice Institute. So I know you have something exciting to share with us. I can't wait for it, so.
Thank you. Dr. Khan walked into my office one day, my second week as Associate Dean and Director of the Institute, and he said, my friend, Dr. Calvin O. Butts, and I, and Mr. Feeler, wanted to put together a program about reparations. So I was a little hesitant at first. It's a bit of a touchy subject, and then after a while, we got to know each other. I got to know Bob, and we worked together, and this past February, we were finally able to make Dr. Reverend Calvin O. Butts, my former pastor, make his dream come true to have a reparations talk. We had Assemblywoman Solange, as well as the founders of December 12th movement and Get Free, who all do work in reparations. So that was the first event we got to put together, which was wonderful. And then Dr. Khan came back to me again and he says, Daniela. I said, Danielle? He goes, Daniela. and I love him for it. I don't ever correct him, keep it. It's still right. So now, he told me about this wonderful, wonderful multi-faith program happening in Merrick Elmore. And would SUNY Old Westbury like to pick it up? And once again, I said, oh, delicate time right now. But then I remembered the reason why Dr. Butts was our president for so long, why he was also my family's pastor, why I graduated from there and decided to come back, is because since 1965, we have been a campus dedicated to social justice. Some of our earliest classes were housewives looking to get an education. They came to campus to learn, and the next thing you know, we became one of the founders of the feminist press. We have a long history in social justice, and I will tell you this, as an English professor this past year, I've had more students than ever since my teaching there since 2013 talk about their personal faith. I had a group of young women just talking across the aisle, talking about, well, I went back to God because I was messing with things I shouldn't have, or I'm feeling a certain way, my family is split apart. This wonderful organic conversation came to be, and I said, okay, it's time. It's time. So we are in the early phases of having our discussion as to how to offer this, but we plan to offer a multi-faith program at SUNY Old Westbury that we're going to invite all of our students and faculty, as well as the community, to come and have these conversations in a safe space on campus, so that we can grow, we can learn. More than ever on our campus, we have a mix of everyone, more than I've ever seen in the last 10 years. It's time. It's time. And in the spirit of social justice, or rather, to quote our Lord, your silence will not protect you. Staying silent is being complicit. Use your voice. Fight for your identity, for your belief, for everything that is right to you. Don't let anyone ever tell you you are not enough or no. Thank you.
I remember after 9/11, I think Chloe and several of us created a theatrical production on the Upper West Side. It was called Same Difference. And we thought it would really help campuses bridge the divides amongst the student body. We went to Columbia University and we said, we have a wonderful theatrical production created by 3 faiths. And we want to offer it because we think that Hilal, MSA, and all the other Christian groups, if they do a theatrical production together about the differences that they have, it might be really good. And they told us, we don't need anything like that. And you know, last year when hell broke loose at Columbia University, I wondered, if only we had done that like some 10, 15 years ago, we would have been in a very different place. So thank you very much, Danielle, for considering this initiative, because I know that seeding it today is going to actually bear fruit in a very short order. Thank you so much. So the next presentation tonight needs absolutely no translation. It's a sound of faith itself. We are now honored to present a performance of sacred music from 4 of the world's great religions, Muslim, Jewish, Hindu, and Sikh. Please join me in welcoming this incredible music celebration. We'll begin with the Muslim Tahsin Muhammad. And I don't know what he's going to do, but I can't wait.
Good evening. Can you hear me? Everybody, can you hear me in the back? Okay, my name, Tahsin. I'm from India. I'm from India, all the way to the tip of India. I'm coming from a state called Kerala. And the way India is existing right now, I'll give you important, interesting information. The very first mosque in India was founded in Kerala, my state, a place called Kodunallur. Today, I'll be presenting 2 songs. One in my native language. We speak a language called Malayalam, few lines. And another in Urdu. The Malayalam song was written by a poet called Bapu Veliparamban, And the Urdu poem was written by poet Nida Fazli. So the Malayalam song starts with a dua from chapter 2, Surah Baqarah, verse 32. And it asks Lord to give knowledge, the knowledge of humility, to find peace, to find patience. And the second song is also asking Lord to give knowledge to the hearts of people so they can accept everyone. Subhanaka la ilma lana إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم കണ്ണീരിൽ മുങ്ങി ഞാൻ കൈകൾ നീട്ടുന്നു പെരിയോനേ കരളിന്റെ നോവുകൾ എല്ലാം കാണുന്ന ഫർദാനേ ദണ്ഡങ്ങൾ തീർത്ത് സലാമത്തേകളെ ഹന്നാനേ ദുഃഖത്തിൻ മാറാല നീക്കിടേണേ സുബ്ഹാനേ ഞാനെന്ന ഭാവത്താൽ കൽബിൽ കേറി ബിലീസ് ജ്ഞാനമിതില്ലാതെ കാട്ടിപ്പോയി പല നമൂസ് ഓരോരോ കാലടി ഖബറിലേക്കാണ് നോക്കാതെ ഓടിത്തളർന്നു ഞാൻ തെറ്റിൻ പാതയിൽ വല്ലാതെ കണ്ണീരിൽ മുങ്ങി ഞാൻ കൈകൾ നീട്ടുന്നു പെരിയോനേ കരളിന്റെ നോവുകൾ എല്ലാം കാണുന്ന സുബ്ഹാനേ. Now we have to the Urdu poem by Nida Fazli, was originally sung by the great Jagdeep Singh. गरज बरस प्यासे धरती पर फिर पानी दे मौला चिड़ियों को दाने बच्चों को गुड़ धानी दे मौला गरज बरस प्यासे धरती पर फिर पानी दे मौला तेरे होते कोई किसी का जान का दुश्मन क्यों हो तेरे होते कोई किसी का जान का दुश्मन क्यों हो, जीने वालों को मरने की आसानी दे मौला, चिड़ियों को दाने बच्चों को गुड़धानी दे मौला, गरज बरस प्यास धरती पर, फिर पानी दे मौला, फिर पानी दे मौला.
Lisa and Akiva Warden, representing the Jewish tradition.
Good evening. I'm Rabbi Lisa Ann Wharton. This is my holy husband, Akiva the Believer. And as we are getting set up, I just want to tell you how absolutely thrilled I am, and we are, to be part of this wonderful evening. And how wonderful it's been to be part of this community and to be part of the effort to teach the children in the high school, in the middle school, and I would love to be part of that again in this coming year. It really was a wonderful opportunity to share about the Jewish faith with those youngsters, and I look forward to that opportunity again. Are we all set up? No.
My name is Akiva. It's a great honor to be here. It's a great honor to be here speaking with you. So tonight we are talking, I think, interfaith. That is a big, big topic because we all feel a kind of spiritual life. But how do we reach across to our neighbors who we see doing things differently, who we say we don't know if we really like it or we don't, you know, that there is some discomfort there. So interfaith is an attempt to reach across and say, do we have a wisdom from our great teachers that could be somehow shared with others? And that's really what I want to do very briefly. So I want to start out by showing you something that looks like it came from Mars. This is actually Hebrew. And this is our way of writing God, Allah, however you want to say it, the divine. We read from right to left, as you may know, Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey. This is the word that we never say. Jews don't ever pronounce this word because it's so holy. If we see it in our holy books, we call Adonai, which means my Lord. If we see it in secular, we call it Hashem, the name. This is the name. And when you hear some people say, oh, blessed is the name, blessed is his name, this is what the name is. Okay? We don't pronounce this name, but we can say a nickname. Always nice to know that there is a nickname. And that is the first Yud and the last Hey, and that is pronounced Yah. Yah. Almost like breathing, Yah. Now you may have heard Bob Marley and the other Rastafarians, greetings in his name, His Majesty, Jah Rastafari. When he says Jah, he's actually saying Yah. It's the same word. It's their way of saying God. Okay, so right away there you see some connection. Now, the word for praise is Hallel in Hebrew. If I say, let us praise, that's Hallelu. If I say, let us praise God, anybody want to guess? Hallelujah. So smart. But it means that every time you say hallelujah, you are speaking Hebrew. And you might not know that it's hallelujah. Okay. So what I really come to tell you about is the teaching of this great master, the Baal Shem Tov, who in our tradition is one of the greatest thinkers and philosophers and spiritual leaders. And he said, if you put those 4 letters in a vertical way like this, and you look at it, and you meditate, and you look at it, and you look at it, and you keep looking at it, you might see the head, shoulders, spine, hips. Oh, maybe that is what the meaning is. We are all in the image of God. So this is a little wisdom from our tradition to you, that you can take home with you. Every human being is an image of God. That means every human being. That means the person next to you. It means the person you don't understand, the person you hate. If you are fighting in a war, God forbid, it's all those people standing in front of you. Every human being is an image of God. And that really is an answer to all the difficulties that we have in our families, in our countries. If we could reframe it, if everybody here could look across the table and see each person as an image of God, for goodness sakes, why would we be in any way harming anybody? Why would we be fighting with anybody? So that's the whole thing I want to say tonight, is that every human being is an image of God. So let's sing together a little bit. Clap a little bit. Everybody, everybody, everybody here, let me hear you clap. Let me hear it clear. Everybody, everybody, everybody here, let me hear you clap. Let me hear it clear. Everybody clap. Let the sound ring. Everybody let me hear. Skin on skin. Everybody, everybody, let's do this right. Bring in the rhythm, bring in the light. Everybody, everybody, let's do this deed. Let's make a miracle, something we can be. Every living being is an image of God. Every human being, an image of God. Every human being is an image of God. What a precious image of God. Now look at the one that's next to you, image of God. Look at the one behind you, an image of God. Look at the one in the mirror, that's an image of God. Precious image of God. You're clapping very well. Look at the one you fear, an image of God. Look at the one you hate, an image of God. Look at the one you love, an image of God. What a precious image of God. So if everybody could just look around, I could see the next door neighbor, could look at each other, could look at me, and see that we are all images of God. Everybody, everybody, everybody here. Everybody, everybody, everybody here. Everybody, everybody here. Everybody, everybody, everybody here. Every human being, an image of God. Every human being, an image of God. Every human being, an image of God. What a precious image of God.
Okay. Olam chesed yibaneh, ya ya lai 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 la la lai lai. I can build this world from love
love. Try the lies with me. Gala lie, 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 la la lie, lie. And you must build this world from love. Same yellow lies. Gala lie, 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 la la lie, lie. And if we build, this world from love, yalla lie, yalla lie, 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 la la lie, lie. Then God will build this world from love, yalla lie, 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 la la lie, lie. One more time through. I will build this world from love, yalla lie, yalla lie, 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 la lie, lie. And you must build this world from love, yalla lie, 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 la la lie, lie. And if we build, and if we build this world from love, yalla lie, 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 la la lie, lie. Then God will build, this world from love, yalla lie, 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 yalla lie, lie. The next we have is Bodh Prakash Jasuja and his daughter, right? And they will be performing
Hindu and Sikh.
Hindu and Sikhism.
Her name is Nanki.
Nandi.
Yeah, as in Nanki.
Oh, Nanki.
If you noticed these flower arrangements and candles on your tables, this is Diwali. That's tomorrow, the Hindu festival, but also celebrated by Sikhs and Buddhists and Jains. So happy Diwali to all. And Mr. Bodh Prakash Jasuja, he is a businessman otherwise, but he is spiritually inclined and very Sufi kind, I find it. He will be doing one bhajan devotional song from Hinduism and one verse from Shabad from Guru Granth Sahib from the Sikh tradition. And his daughter, they are a father-daughter duo. They sing devotional songs for Hinduism and Sikhism also, and I think Sufism also.
It's an honor to be here, and I thank you, Interfaith Institute of Long Island, for organizing such a beautiful, such a meaningful and well-organized program. And I thank you, my friend, Mr. Praveen Chopra, from Lotus in the Mud. And I would like to thank, and I would like you to give a big round of applause for the singers before us. They sang so beautiful. Yes, God, you are in our because every religion teaches us to be good human beings. Like they said, we have like God, we are like children of one God. Ek pita ek uske hum barak, tu mera bhai. So in our Hinduism they say that Rahman is samsar mein मिलिए सबसे धाय ना जाने किस रूप में नारायण मिल जाएगा. You should be meeting everybody with open arms. You never know, like when you meet God. So we will be singing. जात ना पूछे, बात ना पूछे, ना पूछेगा तेरा धर्मा, रब तेरा पूछेगा ओ बंदे, क्या था तेरा karma. Because when we go up, God is going to ask us like what kind of karma you did, like what deeds you did. They will not ask for any religion or something. So let's pray to God so that we do good deeds and everything. Like So we pray to God for well-being of everyone.
So we'd like to start with the Hindu bhajan in Hinduism.
Yeah, because Gyan Yog, Karam Yog, Bhakti Yog, that's Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Krishna Bhagavan, they told us. So we have to do good karma. That's what it matters. Okay. Yes. Shabad from Gurbani, so I would like to cover my head.
So
As
in
per
Sikhism, when we sing a Shabad, which is a religious song, we are expected to cover our heads.
जो मांगे ठाकुर अपने ते सोई सोई देवे नानक दास मुख ते जो बोले इहा उहा सच होवे. Like whatever we ask God, He will give us everything, and whatever we say, there will be truth here and after it also. Because when we go in accordance with God's teaching, our spiritual Guru's teaching, कि राजी हैं हम उसी में जिसमें तेरी रजा है, यहाँ यूं भी वाह वाह है और यूं भी वाह वाह है. We should be thankful to God in every situation. That's how it says. That's it. Like Tanzan Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj, Pancham Padsha, Shahidan de Sartaj, Shanti de Punj, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਬਾਣੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੋ ਮੰਗਿਆ ਠਾकुर ਜਿਹਨਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ सबको मीत हम आपन कीना हम सबना के साजन दूर परायो मन का बिरा तो मेल कियो मेरे राजन. हम friend to everybody is like our friends. They were telling that we are children of one God. So even if we call Allah, we call Jesus, whatever we call Ram, Krishna. जो मांगे ठाकुर अपने सोई सोई देवे. जो मांगे ठाकुर अपने ते सोई सोई देवे. नानक दास मुख ते जो बोले इहा उहा सच होवे. नानक दास मुख ते जो बोले इहा उहा सच होवे. जो मांगे ठाकुर अपने ते सोई सोई देवे. चतुर दिशा कीनो बल अपना सिर ऊपर कर तार्यो.
चतुर दिशा कीनो बल अपना सिर ऊपर कर धार्यो.
कृपा कटाक्ष अवलोकन कीनो दास का दुख
बिदार्यो.
जो मांगे ठाकुर अपने
ते सोई सोई देवे.
जो मांगे ठाकुर अपने ते सोई सोई देवे. हर जन राखे गुर गोविंद राखे गुर गोविंद.
हर जन राखे गुर गोविंद राखे गुर गोविंद.
कंठ लाए अवगुण सब में दयाल पुरख भक्त संग. जो मांगे ठाकुर अपने ते
सोई सोई देवे.
जो मांगे ठाकुर अपने ते
सोई सोई देवे.
नानक दास मुख ते जो बोले
Soy, soy heaven. Soy, soy heaven.
Jitta Khalsa, Vaheguru.
Now this is the closing. We are getting to that place where we can all go home now. But before we do that, I'd like to welcome Honorable Viviana Russell. She's a candidate for Nassau County Legislator. She's a proven leader with 12 years of delivering real results on the town board, from the SV Camp Community Center to affordable housing projects. Her commitment is personal, guided by a strong faith as a deaconess at the First Baptist Cathedral of Westbury and raised in a union family with 60 years of advocacy. She has dedicated her life to fighting for families, working families. So we're going to hear her vision for the future, but also, before we do that, I'd like to turn to the man who has been our visionary leader, our North Star, and also my wonderful uncle, guardian, everything. When I came to the United States, that's who I lived with, my uncle and aunt. So his belief is very deep. He is not only the chairman of this institute, but literally a tireless advocate for this work. So I'd like to invite Dr. Farooq Khan to close us with his closing remarks and also introducing the panelists. Thank you.
Join me in giving a hand to Daisy for the excellent job. Before I invite Viviana, I wanted to recognize some of the colleagues from the town of North Hempstead who have accompanied us tonight. I don't know if they're all here. Jason Liu, Dave Kerpen, and Karen Bhatia. Thank you for joining us. I'm in disbelief. You're on time. I know. That's like this is a total aberration from what let me not go off track. Small miracles. Well, there's so much faith around. Viviana Russell has served for 12 years on the town of North Hempstead as a councilwoman. Come closer. Viviana Russell has served on the town of North Hempstead as a councilwoman for 12 years. She's done remarkable accomplishments with public partnership across government tiers with demonstrated results. The Yes Weekend Center in Westbury is a standing testimony. She's a small business owner. She's a colleague on the State University of New York Old Westbury Board of Trustees, where I get to interact with her regularly. As you heard, she has a very strong union background, and she joins us today along with her husband Gary. And she is next month contesting for an upgrade to move from the council to the legislature, and will be one of the candidates for the legislative council assembly of Nassau County. So Viviana.
Thank you, Dr. Khan. Let's give Dr. Khan a round of applause, please. As Dr. Khan mentioned, my name is Viviana Russell, and I have the distinct pleasure of serving with Dr. Khan on the board for SUNY Westbury University Foundation for the past 8 years now, I believe. We came in under Dr. Buds, and the work that we do there is very important to the students of SUNY Westbury. Our primary responsibility is to ensure that there's programming and funding for the programming to support our students at SUNY Westbury. And so Dr. Khan, thank you so much for the invitation tonight, and thank you for support that you continuously give me. It is truly an honor for me to be here tonight. I see a lot of friends in the room tonight. Mr. Habib from the Islamic Center of Long Island, thank you so much for your love and support. Ms. Zainab and Ms. Simi is here as well, and the Dobrins, who are my neighbors in Westbury. Very nice to see you here. So the Institute, the Interfaith Institute of Long Island was started right in my backyard in Westbury through the Islamic Center of Long Island, and I have the distinct pleasure of living very close by and being able to participate in some of the activities that they have had over the years. And so it is my great honor to share in this life's work that you are doing, the compassion that you show for our community, for those of different faiths, is invaluable. And so we are much appreciating of it. I'm reminded of the extraordinary power of unity, of what happens when hearts and minds come together in service for something greater than ourselves. Each of us may come from a different tradition or background, but we share a common belief that every act of kindness, every effort toward understanding, and every step toward justice brings us closer to our world that we hope to build. Our diversity is our strength. It is not something to be managed. It is something to be celebrated. It is what makes our communities strong, vibrant, and resilient. And when we come together across lines of faith and culture, we demonstrate that empathy and respect are stronger than fear or division. As a community leader, I have the privilege of witnessing this spirit firsthand, as I mentioned, with the Islamic Center of Long Island and the Interfaith Institute of Long Island as well, in houses of worship, opening their doors to neighbors in need, and young people volunteering side by side, and interfaith partnerships that turn compassion into action. These are the moments that define who we are. Tonight, we celebrate not only our faith traditions, but our shared humanity. The belief that we are all connected, that we all have a role to play in lifting one another up. So as we enjoy this evening, let us renew our commitment to building bridges, to leading with love, and to working together for peace, understanding, and hope. And I also call on you to exercise your civic duty. As Dr. Khan mentioned, there's an election coming up on November 4th. And everyone in this room can attest to the atrocities that we're seeing across this nation. It is your responsibility, as it is to care for one another, but to perform your civic duty, and please go out to vote on November 4th. It is very, very important. Yes, thank you. And so I'm gonna close with this. Here's to our strength that we find in one another, and to a future shaped by unity, compassion, and faith in all forms. Use your voice. Thank you so much. Sorry, I forgot to mention that I'm here with my wonderful husband, Gary, my friend Jason Liu, who is running for North Hempstead Town Clerk, Karen Bhatia, who's running for Nassau County Legislator to represent Oyster Bay, parts of Oyster Bay in North Hempstead, and Dave Kervin, who is running for North Hempstead Supervisor. Thank you all for coming out tonight.
As the Diwali celebrations are heating up upstairs, we are winding down. I just wanted to give my concluding remarks before we say the prayer about these 10 years. As we gather to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Interfaith Institute of Long Island, I'm filled with gratitude, reflection, and hope. We begin by remembering two cherished souls who helped shape our journey. Founding member Reverend Dr. Calvin Butts and Brother Khalid Latif, a tireless board member. Their legacy lives on in our mission and in our hearts. I miss both of them. I extend heartfelt thanks to our planning committee and journal contributors, especially Sohail Nabi, who compiled this year's journal and is currently on a pilgrimage in Mecca. Appreciation also goes to the cotillion staff and our registration team led by Shireen for their seamless coordination. Thank you. This institute began as an experiment. I'm not done yet. This institute began as an experiment in October 2015. 10 years later, we reflect on its impact. From my perspective, which is biased, we have made meaningful difference. And from my point of view, I would like to share a few highlights. Some of that you have heard already. The holiday across faiths, a Passover Seder held in a mosque, shared its universal message. When you have a chance to browse through the journal, pages 27 to 29 are devoted to that event. Unity in food, you heard a little bit about it from Lynn Dobrin, that's featured on page 30. Diwali, now celebrated globally and now here in Cotillion, we thank Parveen Chopra for the Diwali touch on each table. If you have noticed, there's a little plate, there's Diwali, and so, in fact, on October 17, 5 years ago, we hosted a Diwali program on Zoom, and the video is available on our website. And it's a fascinating story, and millions and billions of people celebrated. The school outreach program you heard about, it's a major accomplishment detailed on page 33 to 36. And we thank the folks from the two different school districts, Christina Cohn, Robin Einbinder, Ann Donaldson, Tim Dolan, Scott Burson, and student Savannah Morales, from whom you heard. The Zoom experience, as was mentioned earlier, we missed Ben Rifkin. He was the dean at Hofstra. He relocated to New Jersey. Ben's reflections on the life cycle events initiative he moderated appear on page 7, with program flyers reproduced on pages 21 and 22. In addition to these programs, we have tackled topics like jihad, fake news, reparations, loneliness, and mental health. And many of the folks who initiated those programs are in the audience. Thank you for your energy in putting this together. Ethical issues under the guidance of Professor Arthur Dobrin have been one of the highlights over the past 10 years. And in fact, we have a special program coming up next Sunday at Old Westbury Library, and we had some flyers. You're welcome to join us there. Thank you, Arthur, for your perseverance in these programs. As you heard, we have developed partnerships with Domestic Harmony Foundation, Westbury Arts, and Council for Unity have enriched our work. And all this is reproduced in the journal. Academic engagements, we have worked with Hofstra, the Holocaust Center in Glen Cove, Stony Brook, and now SUNY at Old Westbury, and you heard extend a warm welcome to the number of people from Old Westbury who are here with us. As we look ahead, may our next decade be filled with even deeper understanding, broader outreach, and enduring unity. And thank you all for this journey. Some of you have asked me, why did you charge for this? From my point of view, it's a thank you. It's a thank you appreciation for all the people who have made this journey possible over the years. That doesn't mean you cannot empty your pockets.
You are told to be on the table.
Before I close, I want to recognize the academic institutions that have partnered with us over the years. Hofstra, Holocaust Center, Stony Brook, and now Old Westbury. And my warm welcome to the number of folks from Old Westbury Foundation who are here. And now let me end with one of my favorite quotes. The renowned anthropologist Margaret Mead once said, you need to listen to this, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed people can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. Colleagues at Interfaith Institute of Long Island, you have demonstrated that truth year after year. Your dedication, your compassion, and your courage have made this institute a force for good. Thank you all, and may we continue to journey together with purpose, unity, and with hope. Which brings me to the final act, which is sending you home with a prayer. And we chose a very special prayer for this event. Just want to give you an idea about where that comes from before I introduce the person who's going to read that prayer for you. A prayer for our country will be read shortly. It was compiled and adapted from American Values, Religious Voices, and this is a very interesting book which was published. 100 scholars around the country in the first 100 years of our current president's first term wrote him a letter every day. And those thoughts were crystallized and then eventually published as a book. Eventually published by Andrea Weiss and Lisa Weinberger. And the concluding page of that, this book is a prayer for the country. And we have requested, and he has kindly agreed, to read this prayer for us, and you'll be surprised when you hear what he has done. Jaden Mir is a 10th grade student at Northport High School, son of Amir Mir and Bita Mir. He is the first student to serve on the Northport Board of Education, a monumental student sitting on the board. A monumental feat for a student. Jaden, besides being a member of the board, is a member of the school's soccer and lacrosse teams, a member of the marching band, and an officer in the Humanitarian Club Students for 60,000. He is dedicated to academics, advocacy, and community service. He strives to foster inclusivity and engagement in all he does. Besides his parents, his grandpa is here also, Nazir Mir, and join me in welcoming Jaden to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. Before I begin this prayer, I'd like to take a moment to thank Mahfoud Galu for this opportunity and the Interfaith Institute of Long Island for their continued efforts to bring all people of faith, to bring us together, especially in this moment of history when unity is more important than ever. Our times are plagued by division and brute noise, yet this prayer I will read, I hope, is a call to action, a reminder that we are our strongest when we choose compassion over conflict and togetherness over divisiveness. And so I'll read. A prayer for our country. Every inch of America is sacred, from sea to shining sea. There is much to be done in our time, the sort of hard work on which God smiles, because it is done for the sake of the dignity and well-being of all of God's creatures. Together, let's work to preserve and make manifest the values on which our democracy was founded. The task of all people of faith is to call governing authorities to fulfill God's purpose of bringing about justice, mercy, and peace. Individually and as a nation, may we heed our obligations to each other as we navigate the tensions of building a just society. Rather than a politics of divisiveness, may we move our country towards a politics of empathy. May we use our power well so we do great things for all of God's creatures, all those made in God's image, who yearn for an equal place at America's table. If we all do this, may grace and peace be ours in abundance. May we be a beacon and blessing to the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Well done. A small miracle. We are just 5 minutes over time. Alhamdulillah. Thank God. It's been a pleasure welcoming all of you and joining together. We had a lovely time. And now it's time to